はい、皆さんこんにちは。フィリピンアセットコンサルティングの家村です。今ですね、こちらですね、アファブね、今施設をちょっと見学してきましたけど、今こちらのね、アファブのね、長官室に来まして、マニラ長官にね、ちょっといろいろこうアファブについてですね、今日はお伺いしていきたいと思いますので、よろしくお願いします。Could you introduce briefly yourself first?
Yes, good day everyone. I'm Engineer Emmanuel Pineda and I'm the administrator of the authority of the Freeport area of Bataan.
はい。ね、エマニュエル長官、こちらのね、アファブのね、トップですよね、なりますので、今日はですね、このすごくね、今このブロックチェーンとかこの、いわゆる IT のね、分野ですごく注目されているこの経済特区ですね。こちらの方のちょっっとね、いろいろ何をやってるのかね、いろいろ聞いていきたいと思います。Okay, can we start the question?
Sure.
Okay. Firstly, Afab is kind of a big attention from Japanese investor.
Oh,
recently.
thank you.
So, but still not so popular like Pesa. So I want to ask you more about what is Afab. Firstly, could you tell us what is Afab and what are the roles and the responsibility in the Philippine country? Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. The authority of the Freeport area of Bataan, or Afab, is a government-owned and controlled corporation created by virtue of a national law, Republic Act 9728. It was placed under the office of the President of the Philippines, and we are one of the 19 investment promotion agencies in the country. So as an investment promotion agency, we are tasked and mandated to attract direct investments into the Freeport with the end view of creation of employment, generation of employment. So,
can we explain in Japanese?
okay.
そうですね。このフィリピンのですね、いわゆる経済特区ですね。経済特区の中の一つになるわけですけども、今フィリピンにはですね、この19のね、経済特区があるんですけども、その中の一つということであります。で、当然ですね、政府ですね、ガバメントがね、政府機関ということに、ね、なりますね。はい。目的はですね、ダイレクトインベストメント、直接投資ですね。これをね、呼び込んでくると。誘致すると、こういう目的でありまして、当然その投資のお金を誘致するだけではなくて、雇用ですね、人の、雇用ね、も生み出すということを目的としている、そういった経済特区。このあたりは、ね、多分ね、他の経済特区もね、大体同じだと思うんですけども。Thank you. Please explain more about Afab.
Yes, in fact, we are the very first special economic zone created by the then President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Way back in 1969.
1969.
So we are the very first special economic zone in the Philippines. And after that, this place was transformed into the Philippine Economic Zone Authority, Bataan Economic Zone. But in 2009, a national law was passed taking Bataan outside of the authority of the PESA, and we were created to be a separate entity, a separate agency. And now we are under the Office of the President. PESA is under the Department of Trade and Industry.
I see. Okay.
And aside from that, we were transformed into a free port, not just a special economic zone, but a free port.
Okay. Thank you. ですね、今ですね、こちらのフィリピンでね、一番ね古いね経済特区の一つで、1969年、今の大統領のマルコス大統領のお父さんですね、マルコスシニアの時から始まっているね、そういった経済特区になります。でですね、2009年ですね。2009年にもともとペザーってね、ペザーはすごく有名だと思うんですね。日本のね、製造業もいっぱい出てるので。このペザーからですね、独立する形になったのが2009年ですね。なので今はその、組織的に言うと、このAfabっていうのはこの大統領、このマルコス大統領ね、内閣府ね、ここの直下 というね、そういう組織になりまして、ペザはですね、経済産業省の方になりますので、今はこのペザとね、こう別々のね、なんて言いますかね、経済特区になっているということと、あと、ここはね、先ほどちょっと映像でも見てもらいましたけども、港も海沿いなんでね、このフリーポートゾーンということで、この貿易港ですね、貿易港としてもね、なんですか、機能しているということになります。Okay, thank you. Okay, so next question. You told me the Afab split it from PEZA in 2009. Right?
Yes.
So actually, PEZA is really popular for Japanese business people.
I was a former PEZA manager.
Okay. I want to hear what is the differentiation of Afab from PEZA? What is the difference? Yeah, what is the characteristic of PEZA?
Okay. There are, I could say, at least two major differences. Although under the CREATE law, all investment promotion agencies, as I've said, there are 19 of them in the Philippines. Everything, all of them were harmonized in terms of what fiscal incentives they could grant. But the difference between Afab and PEZA in particular, and in general from all the other investment promotion agencies, is that we are given the mandate, the special authority, number one, to declare any area within the province of Bataan to become a free port area covered by the authority of the Afab without the need for any presidential proclamation. So the expansion areas only require Afab board approval and concurrence of the host local government unit. Unlike in the PEZA, if you apply for a special economic zone, you will have to apply for a presidential proclamation, which sometimes takes years. If at all it gets approved, because recently the direction of government is to limit already the number of economic zones. So in the Afab, if your application is complete, your documentation is complete, maximum 3 months, your area will become a free port under the Afab.
Okay, thank you. 主な違いはですね、この Afab はですね、やっぱこの貿易フリーポートですね、自由貿易港っていうところで、スタートしてますので、ここでですね、管轄というかですね、がですね、Afab とね、あと、このバターン州っていうところなんですけども、このバターン州のね、ローカルガバメント、ここがね、一緒に、運営しているという形になってまして、どっちかっていうとですね、国の、なんていうのかな、統制というよりも、ローカルガバメントとね、やってるという形で、いろんな手続きとかがですね、ペザに比べるとね、随分スムーズに、なんですか、その承認手続きとかね、進めるっていうのがあるということでありまして、マックスですね、3ヶ月でね、申請のね、アプリバルが出るということになります。
Yeah, and the second, I said there are two.
Yeah, two.
So the second difference between Afab and PEZA in particular is the PEZA zones are special economic zones. But the Afab, the areas placed under our jurisdiction, are not only special economic zones, but are also free ports. So we are also ideal not only for companies that would locate for manufacturing or BPO, but we are also ideal for logistics hub, transshipments, because we are a free port. So everything comes in and out, free-flowing, tax-free, as long as they don't leak to the domestic territory.
Okay. なるほどね。なるほど。このペザはね、製造業のね、加工なんて言いますかね、輸出型製造業、日系企業もたくさんペザのね、アクレディット取ってますけども、そういうので有名で、製造業と、あとはもう一つは BP、ビジネスプロセスアウトソーシングですよね。それで、ペザはね、そこが主なところなんですけども、アファブの場合にもね、ペザと同じようにそういった 製造業とかね、その BPO ってあるんですけども、プラスアルファは、このアファブの場合にやっぱりこのフリーポートゾーンですね、自由貿易港なんで、やっぱその貿易に絡んだね、産業、例えばそのロジスティックスですね、なんて言いますかね、通関とかですね、あと物流とか、そういうものをこう、物をこう運ぶね、こういった物流、ロジスティックスのところとかね、あといろんなトレードですね、貿易関係とか、そういったところがですね、アファブではね、アクレディットされるというところが、こう、ペザとね、違うところですね。And also, I want to hear more about the specialty and special characteristics of Afab recently. You are really focusing on the IT and blockchain, fintech, this area. So this area is very special characteristic of Apple. So could you tell me more about that area?
Thank you for bringing that up. Actually, I will be requesting to talk about it. In the amended charter, which is Republic Act 11453, the powers and functions of the Afab has been expanded. And it included specific provisions that allow mandates and gives authority to the Afab to license, regulate, and register businesses that are using emerging technologies, including blockchain, financial technology, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, cryptocurrencies, all this that are clustered as virtual or digital businesses. That's why even not only with the PESA, but compared to all the other investment promotion agencies in the Philippines and even in the entire globe, we are the only entity that was given specific mandate to register and license blockchain and financial technology and businesses based on emerging technologies. So we are very unique. In fact, when we went to Dubai, we went to Seattle, USA, we went to South Korea, they were surprised that our law contains such provisions.
そうですね。まさにここが多分ね、一番ね、今日聞いてる皆さんもね、一番関心があるところだと思うんですが、このアファブのね、特徴としてですね、このいわゆるその、エマージングテクノロジーって、要するに新しくね、出てきている技術ですね、こういったものを取り込んでいる企業を誘致して、そこに対してですね、アクレディットをね、与える、ライセンスを与えるっていうね、そういうのをやってまして、本当にね、幅広く、具体的にはね、ブロックチェーンとかですね、あと IoT ですね、インターネットオブシングスとかですね、あともちろん AI とかですね、あとそのクリプトカレンシー、仮想通貨関係とかね、あとフィンテックですね。こういったもの、こういった技術を活用してね、こうビジネスをこう立ち上げていくみたいな企業をね、誘致している。これは本当に世界でも、今のところね、まだあまり例を見ない、あれでありまして、エマニュエル長官もいろんなね、いろんな世界各国ね、見てきてるみたいなんですけども、例えばドバイとかですね、ベトナムとかね、シアトルとかいろんなところで見てきてるんだけども、本当に、世界でもね、ちょっと類を見ないね、こういったその、新興技術をね、に対して、こうアクレディットを与える経済特区という形になっています。
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question. Okay. All right. I want to hear more about the digital asset and technology side of work. Actually, I heard Afab release NFT real estate accreditation. Actually, some of our Japanese investors already started to buy the NFT real estate.
Okay.
So, could you tell me more about this kind of a new product, a new scheme, new structure, Afab developing with IT company or something? Yeah.
So the board has approved our guidelines for offshore digital assets license. Offshore meaning the entities involved should not cater or do business to local Philippine companies or Filipinos. they are limited to offshore. And what will be happening is they are allowed by virtue of our mandate and authority, we could issue them licenses to really give a stamp of government approval to their business, which could include the issuance of coins or cryptocurrencies, the trading of NFTs.
NFT.
Yeah, in fact, subject to further coordination and license requirements by the Securities and Exchange Commission of the Philippines, there have been applications of companies who will be locating in the Afab, in the Freeport area of Bataan, to involve issuance of coins that would represent shares in hard infrastructure projects. So meaning our policy is that we license and approve issuance of crypto digital coins, but insofar as they are tied up to a hard project, like for example, somebody will be constructing a hotel inside the Freeport of Bataan. So they could issue shares represented by coins, by cryptocurrencies, by tokens. And we want to make sure that these are covered, the investors will be covered by ensuring that their investments are tied up to hard assets being constructed or placed inside the territory of the Freeport area of Bataan. So it's like securing their investments. Because we know that for a fact that in the digital currency, in the cryptocurrency, as it is, there's really no backing, asset backing. So it depends on the crowd, the autonomous community that determines the value of the coin. But we're looking at a more secure coin, a more secure digital asset by tying it into a hard asset. And in fact, investments in this form will qualify for entitlement to the investor of an investor's visa to be issued through the Afab.
Investor.
Based on the existing rules that a minimum of $75,000 will qualify as an investment. So they will.
Before going to the visa, can I explain?
Of course, please.
特に今ね、このデジタルアセットのところをね、話をね、非常にしていただきました。これ、基本的にですね、NFT もそうですし、あとトークンとかね、そのいわゆる仮想通貨、クリプトカレンシーとかね、今ね、世界中で結構いろんなもの出てきてますけども、こちらのアファブでですね、今やっているのはですね、基本的にそのハードアセットですね、なんていうんですか、固定資産というか、こう目に見えるアセットね、それがそのバックにある、それに基づいたそういった、トークンであったりですね、NFT であったりというものに対して、アクレディットを与えているということでありまして、その一つがね、不動産のね、NFT ということになるんですけども、基本的にその、こういったハードアセットに基づいているということで、The hard asset, the Afab accredit token or NFT or coins backed by the hard asset.
Yes.
The hard asset, whatever hard asset, meaning that, for example, real estate, NFT real estate, but the real estate itself doesn't need to be located here. Real estate located in Makati and somewhere it should be.
Yes. As long as the company doing business, of course, they should be located inside the Freeport. Otherwise, they cannot be registered as an Afab, as a FAB registered enterprise. So, the assets could be outside, again, subject to Securities and Exchange Commission and BSP requirements. And of course, the constitutional requirements for ownership, which is to be at least, right now, it's at least 60% Filipino. But what we're saying is, we are now allowing, we have approved the issuance of ACO. We call it ACO, asset-backed coin offerings. Coins that are backed by assets.
コインね。
Yeah.
なるほどね。はい。まあ ACO っていうそのアセットバックコイン。
Asset-backed coin offering.
コインオファリングね。アセットバックコインオファリング。ACO っていうね、ことで言ってるんですけど、まあ、こういった仮想通貨でも、基本的にこういうね、固定した目に見えるハードアセットですね。これをベースにしたものに対して、まあ、クレジットを与えているということになります。Could you could you tell me the actual example of the ACO? I know the NFT real estate.
Yeah.
I know this one. Do you have any example?
Yeah. For example, there's a plan to construct a building.
Building.
Yes.
Okay. Office building or?
Yeah. And the funding for that project will be sourced from coin offerings. So the proponent will be issuing coins. And our requirement is once they offer issuance of coins, they sell it to investors. The initial coin offering should have an asset as a backup, for the value of the coin that they will issue.
Based on the assets.
So since the funding will be used to construct an office building, so the concept is it's like pre-selling condominium, for example. So once the hard asset is being constructed, so equivalently, the value of that now existing part of the project is deducted from the required asset backing of the coins. The concept is, at any given time, the total value of the coins issued has a corresponding hard asset.
なるほどね。はい。まあ、例えばね、今、例えばこのビルをね、オフィスビルでも、まあ、オフィスビルみたいなものを作るときにですね、まあ、コインをね、発行して、そのコインっていうのはあくまでその、ビルのね、価値に、まあ、連動するっていうね、そういったあれですね。だからまあ、まあ、ある意味まあ、デベロッパーとかね、そういった人たちがそのコインを発行してですね、その資金調達をするみたいな、そういったね、ものなんかもですね、今、プランニングされているということであります。
So let me clarify that with this model and the trading or the sale of the real properties, they will be happening in the Philippines. They would need the corresponding licenses and permits from Securities and Exchange Commission and the Bangko Sentral of the Philippines. But insofar as offshore trading, particular digital assets like NFTs, coin offerings that are just like Bitcoin, whatever, as long as they are offered offshore, we don't require asset backing. They can trade it liberally as long as it's offshore. Our concern is if they will be selling to in the domestic Philippine setting, that will be necessary, and they need BSP and SEC permits. But with our mandate, with our authority based on the recent amended law of Afab, the charter of Afab, we are allowed to license, monitor, and regulate virtual tradings and issuances as long as they're offshore.
なるほどね。はいはいはい。 このアファブの今の取り組みっていうのは、このデジタルアセットのね、その取引、トレーディングですね、投資に関してはですね、基本オフショアですね、海外っていうのをベースにしているというところでありまして、そういった意味で国内のねこういったなんて言いますかねいわゆる金融取引っていうのは基本的にはそのSEC ですね SEC だったりね BSP ですね中央銀行、こういったところが管轄するんですけども、このデジタルアセットのね、トレーディング投資、でこれオフショアのところにね、限ってはねこのアファブがこう取り仕切っていると、こういう形になっております。Okay, thank you. And just you mentioned about the permanent residency
visa, investors visa.
Could you tell because many Japanese investors have a big attention to this, so could you tell us
even before this charter amendment, just like the PESA, we are allowed to grant investors visa to an investor, including his immediate family, for a minimum investment of $75,000 US.
70,000 US.
75,000 US dollars. But with this development, based on existing government-approved definitions of investment, if a foreign investor buys a coin, for example, from a FAB-registered company for a project that is in the Philippines, then we will also be able to grant them a residency visa, just like an investor, because they're also an investor. So as long as their investment remains in that company or in that project, they are entitled to that visa. So
this is a permanent visa.
As long as the investment stays,
as long as it stays.
Yeah.
Is there any,
they have to stake their investment.
Yeah. Is there any amount, the amount requirement, minimum amount?
The same requirement, 75,000. But the board is currently reviewing and coming up with more exciting and better offerings. But of course, this will have to be qualified that we want to make sure that they will be compliant to all laws in the Philippines, previous issuances in the Philippines. But the intention is to make it more attractive. For example, the Philippine Retirement Authority can grant residency visa for a lower amount of investment. So we're also looking at that. We could even reduce the amount.
Their requirement $50,000 or something.
I'm not. It's my team that's working on the nitty-gritty. So I don't want to be misquoted.
Sure. Okay. そうですね。Okay, can I explain in Japanese? この永住権ですよねについてちょっとね今伺ったんです。このですねアファブが発行する永住権、こちらはですね今ちょっとねこの前のね質問で、させていただいたそのデジタルアセットですね。例えばねこのアファブで、クレディットしているデジタルアセットね、こういったものですね。それが NFT の不動産なのか、いわゆるその仮想通貨なのかね、それはいろんなものがあるんですけど、そこに投資をするとですね、その投資をしている限りはですね、つまりその売ったりしないで持ってその投資を続けていればですね、そのいわゆる、ビザですねがを取れるということであります。でこの金額の、基準がですね今75,000 US ドルですね。75,000 US ドル以上のねそういったそのアファブがアクレディットしているデジタルアセット、NFT とかねそういったものに投資するとこの、いわゆる、居住権ですねのビザが取れるということであります。で今75,000 ドルっていうのが、ね、基準になってるんですけども、これについてはですね、もうちょっとなんて言いますかね、投資家にねちょっとアトラクティブな形での改正もちょっとね今視野に入れていろいろ検討しているということなんで、場合によるともうちょっとね金額の あれですね、基準がね、少し下がったりとかっていうことも、今後あるかもしれないということであります。Okay, thank you. All right.
So, will you be getting your visa?
Yeah.
I will issue you a Afab visa.
Yeah. Actually, I think there are many Japanese people have attention to the permanent residency visa. There actually many of them apply and already get the visa from the retirement agency or investment visa and Aurora State visa or something. Yeah. So I think the criteria is what I say, good criteria, good condition. I think,
and we are improving.
Japanese people really have a big attention. Yeah. Okay. The next session. Okay. Could you tell me what type of business or company or investor you want to invite to the Afab area?
Okay. Picture the Bataan province. It's a peninsula.
Peninsula.
So it's almost surrounded by water. At the west side is the West Philippine Sea. So as you go down the tip, southern tip, if you go up to the eastern side, it becomes Manila Bay. Okay? So that's the zoning plan that we are adopting. At the eastern side is the industrial side because it's bounded by Manila Bay. So that's the industrial side. So there are already a lot of development in the industrial side even before we were allowed to expand to outside of Maribeles. Example, you have there the Petron Refinery, which is now also part of the Freeport. You have there several ports. You have there a paper mill. So, but with the ability of Afab to register more free ports, so there will be more industrial zones. In fact, the industrial zones come up already with a model that there are already areas for townships. So the policy of Afab supported by the provincial government is we bring the jobs closer to the people. So that's why instead of people commuting from all parts of Bataan going to Maribeles to get their job here in the Freeport area main zone, we are now scattered all over Bataan with 18 expansion areas. So for each, we envision settlements, townships, not only for housing but education, health, commercial, and there will be port operations in the eastern side. That's the Manila Bay side, and we're looking at it like a future Silicon Alley. Silicon Alley. It's an alley with industrial and technological businesses. The other side, the West Philippine Sea, you have more than 120 kilometers of very nice beach. White sand and because it's the West Philippine Sea. So the expansion areas we have along that side are mostly tourism and recreational, with some envisioning residential also, and this retirement and medical assisted homes, medically assisted homes. So it's conducive for people who want to stay, to go on vacation, have medical checkups, have recreation, play golf, swim in the beach, etc. So, in fact, this side, the West Philippine Sea side, is now the 3rd congressional district. Because recently, Bataan formerly has 2 congressional districts, but they created a third district, congressional district, which is Maribeles to Dinalupihan. The entire west side of Bataan, bounded by the West Philippine Sea. And our leaders are looking into a vision that we share for it to become the Bali of the Philippines. Bali, like Bali. So, tourism, recreation, etc. So, those are the types of industries that we want to attract. But in all of those, we always have our room for technology-based industries. Because you can apply blockchain even in manufacturing, even in tourism. So with smart contracts, with all of these kinds.
I see.
And all this can be subject for NFTs, especially the arts. So
I see.
So
okay, thank you very much. 前ね、非常に今ね、詳しく説明していただいたんですけど、このバターンエリアですよね。このバターンエリアのね、この経済特区なわけなんですけども、大きく分けるとエリア的には東と西でちょっとね、こう性格が違っていまして、東側はですね、今、結構ね、もう開発も進んでますけど、インダストリアルですよね。はい、製造業を中心に、輸出型製造業であったりですね、貿易に関わるね、産業ですよね。ロジスティックスであったりですね、税関業務であったりですね、そういった、いわゆるインダストリー系の、企業、ね、こういったところをこう呼び込みたいというところであります。で、もちろんですね、それプラスアルファ、ここね、先ほどもちょっとね、周りをずっとこうね、見てもらったと思うんですけども、一つのこうなんかね、もう街、コミュニティになってますんでね、そこで、ここでね、働いてる人たちのためのね、施設、例えばその病院であったりですね、学校であったり、エデュケーションであったりね、そういった産業も含めてね、東側はそういった形でこう進めていくっていうのを今、進めてますと。で、今度西側ですね。西側の方はですね、これは、ずっと120キロ、ずっと海岸線があってですね、これはもうホワイトサンドビーチがね、あって、非常にこう素晴らしいね、場所であってですね、こちらの方はですね、やっぱりこういった環境もありますので、トゥーリズムですよね。ホテルとかですね、もちろんその住宅開発とかね、あるいは、なんていうんですか、リタイアメントホームとかね、メディカルツーリズム的なね、そういったもの、こういったものをね、この西側に関してはですね、そういった産業ですね、企業、こういったものをね、誘致していきたいっていう、そういう計画で進めてますということであります。で、一つやっぱりこのアファブのね、特徴としてやっぱこうテクノロジーですね、新しいテクノロジーをね、使っていく。特にその、何ですかね、IT 系のテクノロジーですね、ブロックチェーンだったり、スマートコントラクトだったりね、こういったものってもういろんな産業にね、使えるわけなんですけども、特にやっぱりこういったテクノロジーを使った形でね、こうトゥーリズムだったりですね、その製造業であったりですね、そういったものっていうのはより、来てもらいたい。そういうね、会社、企業であり、産業であるという、お話をしていただきました。Thank you. Okay, finally, I want to ask you about what tax holiday treatment of Afab. What kind of tax holiday treatment?
Of course, with the passing of the Create Law, so all investment promotion agencies are now able to offer similar, exactly the same tax incentives. So if you are an exporter, you can have 6 to 7 years of income tax holiday.
Oh, I see.
And then you graduate to either a special corporate income tax, which is 5% gross, or you could choose to have regular corporate tax but with enhanced deductions, limiting the total length from income tax holiday to this 5% gross income tax or enhanced deduction, total of 16 to 17 years.
Oh, 16.
17 years at most.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like you have 6 or 7 tax holidays, 6 to 7 years of tax holiday, plus another 10 years of special corporate income tax or enhanced deduction. But if you're a domestic company, you sell to the domestic market, you also have 6 to 7 years of income tax holiday, but automatic after that, you go to enhanced deduction.
なるほどですね。まあこれ今この税金のところに関してはどこの経済特区も基本的には同じ条件ということなんですけども、あれですね、クリエイトローっていう新しいねフィリピンの法律に基づいてるんですけども、こちらがですね、6年から7年ですね、のいわゆる法人税のね免税期間がありますと。で、さらにね、そこから、またそこで審査があるんですけども、さらにね、最長、10年ですか、5% のね、税金のね、リダクションした税金、これを使えるということであります。Is there any, to get the accreditation by Afab, is there any minimum investment amount or what is the basic criteria and condition?
We did not set any minimum investment because that's self-regulating. Because why would you bother to get registration if you're only talking about small investment? So I think we give them the flexibility. So there's no minimum.
So what the basic condition to apply Afab?
Well, you have to have your own company, whether 100% foreign owned or if you have a Filipino share or whatever from 0 to 100% foreign ownership, we're able to register that. Yes, because and the good thing with Afab is based on our charter. We are a one-stop shop inside the free port, meaning you don't need to get any business license from the local government. When you get your environmental permits, you don't need to go to DENR, you just go to Afab. If you want to build a port, you apply port license from Afab, not to PPA. So
Afab is one stop.
Yes, we have our own labor center. And we have the immigration office right here, so your visa is stamped right here in this building.
Okay, I see. So anyone have a chance to apply
as long as they have an investment or they have a company registered under.
Okay.
And the investment is also like, for example, you give a loan, you're an individual, you give a loan to a Fab company, minimum 75,000 US dollars. Then the company will certify that they have a loan from you, and you will now be qualified to get a visa.
なるほどね。なるほど。非常にフレキシブルですね、今聞いてるとね。法人でね、アプライしなきゃいけないんですけど、この法人も 100% ね、フォーリンオーナーシップでも大丈夫ですし、特に最低いくらの投資っていうのはね、投資額もね、ないということなので、これ結構ね、スモールビジネスの方でもね、チャンスがあるということなので、But the company basically export-oriented business. They have to do the export-oriented business. If foreigner apply to Afab like Japanese,
even Filipino company can be an export.
Can be export.
The only difference is, of course, if you want to acquire real property and you're a foreign company, you're limited to only 40% ownership. Meaning you have to create a holding company with 60% minimum Filipino ownership. Otherwise, if you're a foreign company, you're allowed to lease long-term, lease property long-term.
輸出、これサービス含めて輸出のね、をし 主体にしているね、企業、先ほどちょっとね、スタッフの方に聞いて、70% と言ってましたけども、70% 以上ね、輸出関連でね、売り上げが上がるっていうところが、一つの条件なんですけども、それ以外はね、あまりこう細かい条件とないので、多分ね、いろんなスモールビジネスも含めてね、このアファブのですね、クレジットですね、こう取るチャンスがあるんじゃないかな。特に、そういったデジタルテクノロジー関係の会社とかをね、非常に使い勝手がいいんじゃないかなと思いますので、ご興味がある方はぜひね、またお問い合わせいただければなと思います。Yeah, thank you very much for your time. It's a really nice explanation.
Yeah.
So I really want to promote.
It's our privilege to be able to share about Afab. And we would invite everyone. We welcome our Japanese friends. In the FAB, you are all very welcome. And you are our heroes because with your investment, you help our people to earn their living. They get their jobs because of your investment. So, ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. はい、ということでね、今日はね、マニエル紹介にね、いろいろお話を伺いました。非常にこうね、皆さんこうチャンスがあると思いますので、ぜひ興味がある方はお問い合わせください。ありがとうございました。